Bienvenidos y bienvenidas al podcast de inventario.pro, un espacio donde explicamos historias reales de negocios que combinan las ventajas del mundo digital con el sector automoción. Esto es Motor Digital.
Hello, welcome. Hola, ¿qué tal? Bienvenidos, bienvenidas a un nuevo episodio del podcast de Inventario Pro. Vamos a hacer una miniserie de 3 episodios dedicado al impacto de la revolución que comporta la inteligencia artificial en el retail de automoción. Y voy a pasar al inglés, vamos a hacer el episodio completamente en inglés. We are going to switch to English completely with the full 3 episodes. We are going to do our best, for sure. And this is the first chapter of this mini-series. As I said, in the podcast of Inventario.pro, we try to cover the convergence between automotive and digital, which are 2 broad fields of knowledge and information that we are really hoping that gets useful for those who are listening this podcast. This podcast, it's born in 2021. If you are listening to that, there are more than 100 chapters, some of them in English, others in Spanish. And today we are going to focus, as I said, in the AI revolution in automotive retail. To do that, I want to thank and welcome a very prominent figure in the European space. It's Jens-Peter Sjöberg. Nice to meet you. Hello, Jens-Peter.
Nice to meet you. Nice to be here.
Thank you very much for being in your podcast, and you will present you and the company you are working for right now. But this first chapter will try to set up the new paradigms and the fundamentals of the transformation that it's producing the AI in our sector, which is the automotive retail. And the objective of this first podcast with you, Jens-Peter, it's setting up the playground. We want to understand how and why AI is completely redefining the automotive retail. But first of all, Jens-Peter, please introduce yourself, your company, your background, and why you are so deeply involved in AI in your professional career. Please, go ahead.
So my name is Jens-Peter Sjöberg, and I am Chief Innovation Officer at Phyron and one of the founders. Phyron started as a personalized video company and then transformed into automotive specifically. And we started with the platform 2015, and 2019 it became Phyron. So we've been in the sphere quite long for now, over 10 years. And it's because the automotive industry is really specific as an industry. We choose that because we saw that there was an opportunity to use already developed models, so to say, and that's made it easier because when we started as in providing video and stills and content for e-commerce, and if you look at Amazon and the amount of products, you can imagine the amount of data and models that's needed to develop that. So we started focusing on automotive 2021, I would say, and today we have 4,000 customers and make around 800,000 videos a month. So it's pretty good. And that's not counting all the stills and our photo app too.
So that figure means that for a number of 4,000 customers, from how many countries do you cover
I can't
already?
remember. To be really honest, I can't really remember.
Well,
but it's
one of them is Spain because we are your partner.
Yeah. It's around the globe, from Australia.
Okay, all around the globe, 4,000 customers generate every month. You produce using AI. How many? 800,000? Almost a million?
Around that. I think it's usually around 700,000, and then it goes up to around 800.
Okay.
So it grows, slowly, so it's hard to keep track. And then my background is from the start. I started in over 30 years ago in the film industry, making visual effects, and that's where my base knowledge is. And visual effects is really technical heavy, and then that's where it sort of all started.
Okay, regarding AI, which is your main area of focus, because you are trying to get down to the ground this technology, what are your topics you are most focused on, and what are the topics you are more interested on?
On a day-to-day basis, I would say generative AI and also combining outputs from that generative AI into feasible products. I would say that's the main focus. One thing that often gets lost in this communication is that it's not only AI, right? So there is a bunch of Lego bricks that you put together in some way or another, and that becomes what we sort of call AI. But it's a lot of logic, and there's a lot around it. It's a sort of a misconception. There is obviously even the big video models. If you look at a big video model today, even that has that. So it has the Lego bits, but it's under the hood, so to say.
Okay. Just as a curiosity, I think you are involved also in the Hollywood industry in a past job.
In the past.
What was it?
Well, this was during the visual effects era when I was working in visual effects. I used to work on films like Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, and so on. A bunch of movies. I did everything from final product to R&D on that. As I said, that was really tech heavy, and that's where I started, or I became more advanced in development, I would say.
Okay, understand. And about the topics you are interested in AI, not focused, because you are focused on doing what you do today, but what are the areas that you are most interested on? Because it's a broad field, right? It's a technology that has many variants and
layers
and possibilities.
To be really honest, I'm really interested in the philosophical part of it. I think that's really interesting. And
we can have some discussion about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting and see also predictions, how what will happen. And also I also think it's really there is a broader picture where the globe right now is training models, and that's what we do. So when we use all these AI platforms, we actually train. So what will happen after that training and things like that, like questions about this I think it's really interesting. I mean, I work with it on a daily basis on the technical side, but I really like the philosophical and parts of it.
Okay, what if we can speak about the feelings that it generates to you? What does AI produce you? It's a mixture of feelings. It's mostly fascination, fear.
I would say
hope.
Not fear. Not fear. It's to date, it's too far away to be scared of. I mean, today, but that can change in a second. So, but it's like walking over a street. You can be hit by a car. But so I don't think that's something to fear in the moment. You know what I mean? But
Yes.
And I see optimistically on it. The only thing that worries me in a feeling kind of way is that the big tech companies get all the power in this. That's because the whole point of this is to democratize, I would say, the world in a way, and that can get lost, which is, to me, that would be stupid.
Okay.
For humanity.
Okay. Let's go to try to set up the fundamentals of AI in automotive retail. What can you describe as the domain of AI in automotive retail? What use cases you know, what AI agents you know that they are working on? And for anyone which is listening to us, people that are not experts in AI, but experts in the automotive retail industry, what should they have into account that it's possible to have with AI today?
We can start with the simple things like chatbot, for example. Chatbot is pretty simple. It answers the customer's questions, obviously. That has been sort of upgraded now till autonomous like agents that you're chatting with instead. And that is getting more and more advanced, I would say. And it's something that will definitely take over parts of it. For example, already today, we can make a call to a customer straight out of the box and do a sales call with an agent like that. These are things that are coming for sure. I mean, the technology is there, so it's more or less only hooking it up. We can also see, obviously, be able to presenting the car with all its flaws, right? So I buy a used car. That car is you can see the flaws of that car if it has a scratch and things like that. That's something that's going to be more developed, and I think, and it will be more advanced pretty soon.
Okay. We have in this mini series we will cover this first part dedicated to the fundamentals. There will be a second chapter in which we are going to discuss what is right now mid or second half of 2025, and then we'll try to make some prospection and some vision of what could be in the next 2 years after the short term that we are talking in AI, which is very short. Jens-Peter, in automotive retail, what are the most typical use cases of AI that you identify today, ending or mid 2025?
I would say chatbots and AI agents, sort of. That's more advanced chatbots use. I would say personalized video ads. Okay. Yeah. I also see some parts of dynamic pricing. I think that's also going to be a big thing. I also think that we'll see a much more developed kind of help with AI assistance in the buying journey, and that could include all of these, right? So it's not just getting a customer from A to B. It could be much more detailed and advanced. I also see, there is some progress in inventory forecasting, and that's also a huge thing between OEMs and it's going to be huge. But there are already things happening in that area, and obviously automated content creation in general. I think that's also, and this content could be more or less designed any way you want it, for a specific reason, for a specific person, and that goes back to the personalized video and ads. I think those are the most predominant things right now?
There are quite many chatbots, AI agents for different purposes, personalized video ads, dynamic pricing, assistants to help buying cars, inventory forecasting, automated content creation. What do you want to go deep one by one to see how really today is the impact? Let's go back. Let's go to the present or the current years or that moment of the history. We are on the second half of 2025. Then we can make the jump in the next chapter for each case using. But do you think that all these changes coming so fast, so quick, they are already transforming each dealer, or some dealers do not perceive this change and it will happen like happened with the internet, that in a quite short time frame they change a lot? What do you think that's going on?
It's a hard question because it's a lot about the market itself, and the markets are totally different in that sense. So
okay, let me explain you. In automotive retail, what we have in automotive retail is that not because there is a technology, there is a change inside the dealer.
No, exactly.
And this is what we are experiencing today. You can do that with AI. Okay, I get it. Yeah. Thank you. But they don't make the change. So that's the issue.
So it's a really conservative business, right? So it takes a long time for a lot of these for the retail business to actually adapt to this. It takes a long time, and and we've seen it. We've seen this in Phyron that the adaptation time is quite substantial. But so I would say there are dealers or retail that will jump on this and take parts of it. Like, for example, the Phyron solution is one step towards this, obviously.
But in that case, if they adopt your solution of video with AI, they don't leave it. They don't.
No, hopefully not.
No, but the usual thing is that, I can have a video for each car with no human intervention rather than making the pictures, which is a fantastic solution. But the usual thing is that they will continue to have videos because it makes shorter the time to sell the car.
Yeah, exactly.
Generates more leads. So it's something that it's so easy to keep on doing because they have direct benefits and a direct return of this investment. And less time doing videos and more cars with videos, more leads, less time to sell the car.
Exactly. And also one thing that you have to keep in mind too is that progression. So once you sign up for an AI service, that the development moving forward will always be developed. So so it's not that the entry point is what you get. That's not how it works. The entry point is where you start.
Yeah, you mean that the first version of the video you made, it's not the video that you are making now. It's much better.
No,
and it will improve for sure.
It will progress and become better and better and better. Yeah, and this is something that's over the board in AI. So either you adapt an AI technology, and that technology will itself be better and better all the time. Most of the times, I would say, but this is generally how it works today.
Then the problem is this use case. It's clear. Then there are, I don't know what you think, but other use cases which are not so easy to implement because there's a human factor in the middle.
Well, I mean, if you have sales, for example. The sales force in all these companies are quite big. They're usually quite big, and there is we have to understand too that if something works and you have the growth in any company, it's hard to rock that ship, so to say, and make the changes with the working system. And this is obviously you can apply that on any business, right? So you need to know that something will work, and I think it's like when when new technology shows up, it will slowly grow into us. You have the early adapters, obviously, but it will slowly, more or less, go into our, essence of being, like the mobile phone. I mean, the mobile phone is almost like a part of your body today. Like for 99.9 people, it took around 15 years for that to happen. Right? That's the amount of time it took for the phone to become a part of us. And I think this is something we have AI, for example, all around us today, but to use it for specifics that can actually threaten your own existence in the business, that's the core. That's the scary part. If you know what I mean, like so.
Yes.
This is delicate.
Let's see if I can summarize what I understand and what I experience, even with our own company when we try to talk about AI with dealers. There are so far two kind of effects of AI in the dealer. It can augmentate the person or the process. It can substitute tasks or part of the process. When it's something that augments, for example, if you do video ads with AI, all of your cars will have videos. You will not have to put so much effort in having videos, and it's something that you didn't have before. It's augmentating your capacity of generating leads per car, because videos next to cars produce much more engagement. It generates much more leads, quite more leads that will accelerate the sale of the car. And this kind of task, let's say it's augmentating, that's easy to get and introduce. But if something is substituting completely parts or whole jobs, that's harder, because there's a human factor in the middle, and the risk of doing that instead of not having this kind of people in your department doing this task. And to me, it's that the two situations that make the difference. In my understanding, when it's augmentative, it's easier to say yes and get into my house. Let's put that in my processes and let's move on, because we as a dealer, we improve. But when it's substituting something that already exists, there's something there that will make harder to change. That's my reading of the situation as of today.
Yeah,
you can have ready AI, technologically speaking, doing something, but it doesn't mean that the dealer will, in a snap, they will right away, and they will make right away a change of the processes, because there is the technology. I don't know what you think, but this is my point of view.
Well, I agree. The problem with it is that once you make, when you sort of getting help from the AI, right? I would say that our solution is actually it's actually replacing things. So Phyron is replacing,
in a way, you substitute the person that it's making the videos.
Yes, I mean, we're substituting a whole business.
In a way, yes, but yes.
But not for the buyer. This is the interesting thing.
Okay.
So if you look at retail, obviously, but this is, you have to. So you always have overlapping industries, and the industries delivering will more and more get replaced, and this is what's happening now in a slow pace, but it will fasten. So I agree with you, but at the same time, as soon as you use something, you will affect some other business model. As soon as you use AI, you will take business from somewhere else. That's just how it works, because AI is actually automation. I mean, or AI automation without AI is not automation, in my point, how I see it. So as soon as you have automation, you will replace something in the chain of business. So in a way, yeah.
Okay.
Do you see my point there? Or?
I see your point. I see your point, and yeah, in a way, yeah, you are right. If you make videos from AI, you are substituting parts of the process internally in the dealer. So you are right. Okay, I would like to jump to the next chapter of this mini-series. I really thank you this kind of introduction and setting up the field. But I would like in the next chapter, if possible, we can go one by one to this long list that you explained to me, and let's see how can affect today this kind of solutions based on AI that you mentioned, chatbots, AI agents, personalized video ads, dynamic pricing, very interesting, helping buyer assistance, inventory forecasting, automated content creation, and probably some others that will come to your mind. Thank you very much, Jens-Peter, for this first introduction, and we will jump to the next chapter of this mini-series dedicated to the AI revolution in automotive retail.
Inventario.pro es una plataforma de servicios digitales específicos para profesionales de la automoción. Te ofrecemos el mejor hub de anuncios para la multipublicación de tu stock, nuestros bots para que ahorres tiempo o generes más negocio usando automatizaciones. Además, somos especialistas en crear webs de motor muy fiables y de primera calidad. Si eres un profesional de la automoción, te esperamos. Visita inventario.pro para más información.